Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Welcome to Farming Simulator 26. Today we're going through the tutorial so you know how everything works. If you're curious, we're going to be doing this on the hardware profile high. This cannot be changed while you're going through the tutorial, so I recommend setting it to medium or high while you are doing the tutorial. That way you can get through it. First thing we're going to see is the career. We've got 3 game slots here. You've got Dawn Ridge and Harbrook. We are going to be selecting Dawn Ridge today. And it actually goes through this setup pretty quick. Boom, now we're already in here. We've got character. We could change between a male or female character. Then we also have all your different dudes here. Was that 4 different faces? We also have different hairstyles as well. I like a mohawk. I think that looks very cool. And then we can also change up their hair color. And then we could change up their outfits. All kinds of stuff through here. I think that's going to be my guy right there. You know what? Long hair. Let's do it. So whenever we go in, welcome to Farming Simulator. Would you like to start a short guided tour? This will show you the basics of the game. We are going to select yes, and I'm going to show you everything. So it's mid-morning when you arrive at your new farm. Walter, your grandfather, is no longer able to look after the farm, so you are now taking over. Familiarize yourself with the game before you go to work. So now, let's start with the interface. You're going to find all the important information on your screen. Up at the top, we have help. Then, to the right of that, we've got the map. This shows you your field, selling stations, production points, and your vehicles. Beside that, you can check the weather. Check today's forecast to plan field work. Then, we have the date. Check the in-game date to plan your farm work. Time shows the current in-game time. The balance displays your current farm balance, how much money you've got. Then we have the shop. You can buy new machinery and upgrade your fleet here. Also, the menu, which is where you can access game settings, statistics, and management tools. To the left, we have the mini map where you can see your location, fields, and important places at a glance. Really easy just to click it, see where you're at, and then be done with that from there. Then we have switch vehicle. This is where you could switch between your own vehicles and machinery. And lastly, on the right-hand side, we have jump. Everybody jump. Then we can see our tour progress, and I'm sure my head is probably going to take up that area a little bit, so I'll see if I can move my camera down just a bit, but it displays how much of your guided tour you've completed so far. Now, because I'm using an Xbox controller, I get Xbox controls, but this is where if you are using maybe touch controls or a PlayStation controller or any other kind of controller, it will give you the controls for that, or at least it should. So now it wants us to move around. We can't just stand here. Please go to the marked location by using the direction controls. There we go. Move my head down just a little bit. So we say okay, and we will come right over here. Now I will say that at least in was it ultra and very high settings, the details are a little bit better. So this just being high settings, don't worry about it too much. I mean, it's gonna be this big. I'm playing on a 27-inch screen right now. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get into when we come over here. First step before you get started, you gotta get into your vehicle. So we will click the button that it gives us to get in. Yours may be a little bit different, or maybe a touch control. Just click that little touch control. Before we get started, you need to learn how your vehicle operates. So at least for me, with the right stick is where I'm going to rotate. If you guys are using a touch screen, you'll just kind of push the screen and cycle through it. Then we've got our camera zoom, pinch to in and out, and then enter cabin view. That view or that button may be a little bit different for you. Mine is just right button, the right stick. Now we need to drive to the marked spot and wait for the next instructions. Alrighty, down at the bottom we've got our fuel display, and now we can drive forward. So this is taking us wherever that red circle is. Let's pop out of there. Very nice, very nice. So it's bringing us up here to this field here. You'll be able to see a silhouette of your tractor. So this is to teach you some of the basics, at least to start off with, of playing Farming Simulator. So we'll just try and put our tractor about right in the spot, but as you can see, gave us a little bit of leeway, thank goodness. To be able to use your attachments, you must first bring them into working position. So we just need to hit one button, and it's lower tool. So we'll click that button, brings it down. Now it's time to get the rest of the field done, or work the rest of the field. Drive forward to cultivate the remaining area. The process loosens the soil and prepares for planting. So you do have to do this before planting with some things. Keep an eye on your progress. Make sure to cover the whole field. Alrighty. So you can see our cultivator is down. The mobile game gives you a little bit of leeway on how everything looks. So we're just going to back it up a little bit. One button push to bring that up so we can drive faster. Whenever you've got it lowered down, you drive a little bit slower. There we go. And you can see a progress bar. Field progress bar is filling up very, very fast. And there we go. All right. Field's looking good. Lift the attachment before heading onto the road, then drive back to the farm. Time to put some light back in the soil and get the next stage started. So we'll lift the cultivator, which you will have to do every time. The good thing is, with all the implements that you're going to be hooking up to your tractor, everything, one button and you're done. Makes it nice and easy. All right, so over here at the farm now wants us to turn in. So we shall turn in, nice and easy. Alrighty, before you use another tool, you must disconnect it. So we're just gonna click one button, boop, and it drops it down. Great, now drive over to the seeder, which is gonna be to our left, and reverse towards it slowly and follow the tractor's alignment. It doesn't have to be slowly. You can do whatever you feel. Although if you hit it hard enough, it may spin out a little bit. So do be careful. All right, back it up to it. There we go. So whenever you back up to something or hook up to an implement, it will automatically hook up for you. Manually detach, automatic hookup. So all I got to do is back up to it. You're done. It was really easy. So it says, nice work. Lining up for an attachment can be a tricky task. Can be, but it's not. DJ says it's not. Seeder places your crops, seeds evenly into the prepared soil, giving your plants the best start. And don't worry about refilling it. The seeder is automatically supplied. And that goes for everything. Seeders, planters, and sprayers, as well as fertilizer spreaders. You're good for all of that. But it charges you for it. And it's a little high. So just be aware. Now it wants us to drive back to the field to begin sowing it. So we say, okie dokie, and we will go. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you'll actually see we've got the wheat logo right there. So that's what we're going to be changing eventually. It doesn't want me to change it yet, but eventually that is what we are going to change. And that's going to be right down here. Of course, I passed where I was going. Sorry, tractor. All right, we'll pull up here. There we go. Made it back to the field. Great. August is the perfect time to plant canola. So let's get the right seed ready. You can select the canola seed type on your seeder to start sowing. For me, it is right bumper and Y. So I'm going to click that. And we'll go over to canola, this one right here. If you're not sure which one is which, you can easily go to the Farming Simulator website and it will give you everything. So all the crops and the logos for you. You'll be all right. I got you, don't worry. So perfect, canola is selected. You're all set to begin sowing. The seeder is ready to go, but we will not be doing the planting ourselves this time. Hire a worker to take over and sow the field for you. Workers can handle all kinds of field work, making your jobs easier and reducing your workload whenever you need it. But workers are not the only way to do the work for you. But this is what it wants us to do, so we will click the button and let him go do it for us. Great, planting is underway. While your worker plants the field, hop into the combine harvester. We get to harvest. This is a wheat field nearby and is ready to be harvested. So we say, okay, and we click the switch vehicle button. So you're in the harvester. Nice. The wheat field is just behind the farm, but take it slow on your way there. This is a big machine, and with the trailer attached, it can be tricky to maneuver, and that is true. However, a combine harvester is my favorite thing to drive backwards. Weirdly enough, careful driving will get you there safely. Well, we won't need any of that, will we? The header is actually on this trailer here, but don't worry. It's all one piece technically. It can't fall off, so that's good. If you get yourself in trouble, well, you're all right. Don't worry about it. So we're just going to drive down here, down to the bottom of the field, and you can see where it's got the combine harvester, and I'm yawning because it's been a day. So what it wants us to do here, well, is it wants us to pull into this spot. Let's see, can we get it right? Hey, there we go. So we reached the end of the field. Now what we need to do is detach the header. So make sure you click the button to detach the header. There we go. And now it wants you to move the combine harvester towards the header. As you get close, slow down and approach very carefully. We will, just to be safe, and you can follow the combine's alignment once you position correctly. I'll give you something that I find super easy, and that's to go into first person right here. And this way, you can actually line it up without any issues. Just find the front. So we're offset to the left just a little bit. So we'll just line that up and drive forward, and it attaches automatically. Very cool. So harvester header attached. Nice work. Hey, I'm sure you did a good job too. Now drive over to the starting edge to the ripe wheat field and receive your next instructions. So we'll come over here, back it up, and pull forward. Just get about right here. Come on, give me the instructions. There we go. You're in position now. Great. Turn on the combine. Yes, we finally get to harvest. Combine harvester cuts the crop separately, separates the grain from the straw, and collects it all in one smooth process, which is why it's such an important machine during harvest. Once it's running, you're ready to begin. So again, one button, ready to go. Perfect. Now simply drive forward, start harvesting, work the way through the remaining wheat field, and finish the entire field. So, all right, so you can do this in first person. You can feel like a combine harvester driver. I like doing this part in third person, way out here. And I like to have a bit of an overlap, but because again, in the mobile game, you can do that. Now, this displays your current fill level of your machine down there at the very bottom. It's gonna fill up quick enough with the Farming Simulator 26. It will fill up decently quick. The combine harvester doesn't hold a lot, so just be ready for that. You can also press the button to unfold, but it will just simply turn it off. Now there's two ways you can do this. Some people like to go to the other side of the field and do it that way. I think depending on how big your field is, that's okay. If you can't make one pass, but I will normally go to the end and then turn the opposite direction that I need to. Then I'm ready to go back the other way. So this is the way that your workers are going to do it. They're first going to do 2 headlands. Then, no matter how big the field is, it'll do 2 headlands. Then it's going to go back and forth like this. So basically, the worker had already done those 2 headlands, and now we're just finishing this field. But again, you get down to the end, turn it off so you could drive a little bit faster. And then we got one more. I don't know if I set this up where we could do the whole thing. Oh, it's close. It's very close. I think we might be able to knock it out. Yep, here we go. Field progress is going up. So it can either take you 4.5 passes or 4 with a little bit of maneuvering. Oh, we just got a little bit more. All right. I will also be honest. I don't know if we're actually going to finish this field because it still says 97% field progress. Cool. Very cool indeed. It does look like there's a little bit maybe here. I don't know if you can see the shadow, but it's definitely harvesting something through here. Ugh, maybe we shouldn't have gone so far off to the side. Hey, if that happens, it just happened to me. So maybe don't overlap the way I did it. Maybe just go in line with what it says. Hey, what does it say, by the way? Great job. Your wheat field is fully harvested. The combine's grain tank is full, so it's time to move the crop. Hop into the tractor with the trailer. That's what you'll need to transport and sell your grain. So we say okay, and we will switch. And it doesn't matter which button you push to switch, it will switch to the right one. Now what does this say? Perfect. Now drive the tractor and trailer back to the field. You're going to use it to collect the wheat from the combine harvester. So head over there and get ready to load the grain. Make sure to drive close to the combine and position your trailer directly under the discharge pipe. This can be tricky, but eventually you will get the hang of it, I promise you. So it's gonna show me where to go right here. So you might be able to see it right there. it just wants you to go right beside it. So the discharge pipe is this silver pipe right above my tractor. That's going to pop out and it's going to go right into your trailer. So here we go. Please. Of course, I'm offset just a little bit. This is very forgiving in the base game, by the way. The tutorial's just a jerk. You're in the right spot. Overload has begun, as you can see. Wait here until the wheat is transferred from the combine into your trailer. It does not take long. See, there you go. It's already done. Once the overload is finished, you'll be ready for the next step. So there we go. We're done. Now for the next step. Unloading is complete and your trailer is full. Great work. Now drive to the grain elevator and sell your wheat and turn your harvest into profit. Now, used to, you could cheat a little bit when it came to the tutorial and get a bit of unlimited money. And it does not appear that that is the way things are anymore. Which stinks, but it is what it is. Nonetheless, we'll bring this over here. If you do the tutorial, this forces you to sell it. However, if you don't do the tutorial, you actually get to keep this, which is really nice, and you can sell it later on for a better price. So right now it's gonna sell it. We didn't have a lot in there to begin with, but it's gonna make us, there you go, 3,650 bucks. That may sound like a lot, but in Farming Simulator, it is not. So they say you've reached the grain elevator. Well done. Across the map, you'll find several different selling stations where you can deliver and sell your products. You can always check their locations on the map or in the menu. For now, stay in place and wait while your wheat is unloaded. It happens quickly. Great job. Your wheat's sold and you earn some money. You can invest it in new vehicles or even expand your farmland. You can. We don't have enough, but you can. Now drive back to the farm and look for the farm silo to continue. So there we go. We've got the farm silo, which we need to check out. This is going to be where you're going to store all of your crops in the future. And it is just right here, right beside the barn. Nice thing is, like, the main sell point on this map is right beside your farm, so you don't have to go very far. I like that. Your farm silo is used to store grain whenever you don't want to sell it immediately. Since market prices change over time, it can be smart to store your harvest and wait for a better price. Silo keeps your grain safe until you're ready to sell. So here we go. All tasks are complete. Great work. For the final step, simply leave the tractor. And there we go. That's it. That is the tutorial. It is very, very short and sweet. A quick introduction to arable farming. Cultivate, sow, harvest, and repeat. But there's much more to explore, like boosting your yields with fertilizers or keeping your fields clean by removing weeds. Check out the help menu anytime for deeper insights and tips. Find explanations for game features, controls, and gameplay basics in the help menu. Now it's your turn. Start your farming journey and shape your farm the way that you want. Now I imagine most of you guys will actually be going through and just kind of doing this same thing over and over again. And there is nothing wrong with that. That's what I did when I first started playing Farming Simulator. And to be fair, that's kind of the way I'm probably going to do it here. We're going to do a bit of an expanded tutorial for those of you that want to sit around for like the 201 class, if you want to call it that. It's not really a 101 here. So this is going to be our PDA. So this shows you everything. We've got our combine harvester, which is out in the field. This is us over here right beside our farm silo. We've also got chickens and pigs here. We've got a place to work on vehicles, and we've got or work on vehicles. It's got a storage area there. And we also have our house, which is where we need to sleep. And then when we boom out, we've got all kinds of other stuff. There's stuff everywhere. You can also see all the different fields and the different colors that they have. Well, that's going to be whatever's in them. And the big thing that you want is going to be growth. Look for yellow, especially when you're buying new fields. Look for yellow right here. So this is going to be, I believe, grass. Well, there's that. We don't really want grass, at least not right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at another one. What else is ready for harvest? So it looks like this one is ready for harvest. Oh, and that is canola. So that is great news. Let's see. How much is it? It's 100 and... Oh, we have. Do you want to buy more coins? Well, you can if you want to. It's $245,000. So that is a little bit expensive. So we probably won't be able to buy any new fields right now. Although, there are some cheap fields around. For example, right beside, right here, $157,000. So that's right beside our farm. We've also got some other ones like 323 here. One of the bigger ones is down here on the bottom left, but definitely up at the top left. This is going to be the big one, $936,000. So you're able to buy new fields. However, you cannot, at least from my knowledge, sell fields. So be aware of that. We just did some work in one of these fields over here, field 3. But let me show you how to do something very fast. So field 5, for example, right here. Remember where we did workers? Well, this is like easy workers. So what we could do is we can build olive orchard or grape orchard. We can create a arable farmland for it, or you can cultivate it, fertilize it, you can mow it, sow it, ted it, windrow. You've got all kinds of stuff on there, but we'll say like here, tedding, but the field has no cut grass to ted, so it's just won't do it. Mowing, for example, the field has no mowable grass, and you can also set it to widespreading or swath dropping. You want swath dropping. You don't want widespreading, really ever. So for the one that we're on here, I would say we probably want sowing, and why don't we put oats in it, for example. So we'll click that button. That job has started, and it is already finished. It costs us $669, nice $100, and it's done. That's it. That field is now, if we pop over here, oats, and it's growing, ready to go. If you want to fertilize that and you don't have a fertilizer yet, well, simply go over here, find fertilizing. There it is, one stage fertilizing. Boop, $647, and the field is now fertilized. And you did literally no work, none whatsoever, and it's already done. So that is a very, very, very useful tool that I really hope that you guys end up using, because it's oats, it's growing 100%, no problem whatsoever. But you had to pay for it. You didn't have the equipment to do it yet, so you had to pay for it. Speaking of paying for it, you can buy coins for this if you want to. I will end up having to do this a few times just to show off equipment that I don't own or don't have enough money for. For example, $3.49 USD is going to get you about $1 million. I think that's about how it was in Farming Simulator 23, so pretty standard stuff through there. As far as the animals go, in order to have the animals, you have to buy them. We do actually start off with chickens, so I would urge you, maybe don't sell any of the extra wheat that you've got in your silo, because you can actually feed it to your chickens. So we have one large rooster, and then we have some smaller chickens. If you go through these, it'll actually tell you what it's for. But this is what we want over here. We want this, but I don't remember left bumper Y. There we go. So in here, we've got the chickens that we've got. So what I want to do is maybe get rid of these. So let's see. Here we go. 5, sell those. Yep. And then the rooster, we could sell that. Chickens don't make a lot of money. What they produce does, though. So we made $12 off of selling all those chickens. They are worth more to you alive than they are sold. But, you know, you can get rid of them. That's fine. One of the other things I was talking about were the settings. So in here, time scale's pretty high to start with. I definitely recommend turning that down. And then you can go through here and kind of find what you like. We've been playing on the high hardware, so you guys get an idea of what that looks like. Let's go over now to the super high. And, you know, it's not too bad. There's a couple other settings that I think we need to change, at least for me personally. Number one would be camera sensitivity. I want that to be all the way up. Steering back sensitivity, 100%. Steering sensitivity, actually about 200%. Works well for me. Since I use a controller, it kind of smooths back and forth really nicely. And then I think everything else is kind of the same. Just change these to whatever you need to. There we go. And these can be changed if you would like. So for example, auto worker refill for fuel, you can leave it on or off, doesn't really matter, but it's going to charge you for fuel. And then AI worker refill for slurry or manure. So if you buy a slurry spreader or manure spreader, you have to have slurry or manure in order to run it. But if you do this, you don't. So now this is what my game looks like. I can look around way faster. And let's see, we got our combine here. I need to put this away. Let's go and click the button. That will remove itself. And you know what? This hardware profile is not terrible. I'll be really interested once I get my hands on the, oh, there we go. Once I get my hands on the Nintendo Switch 2 version, I'll be really interested to see how that plays. Obviously a full-fledged computer that I use for editing. Of course, that's gonna, you know, look decent. But I'm really curious to see how does like a Nintendo work. And you can buy this on both Nintendo Switches, the first gen and the second gen. You can also use this on iOS and Android. I just happen to be playing on iOS because that was what was made available to me for pre-release to show you guys. So there's that. Get out of there. Yeah, I think that's kind of about it. I mean, we've got our equipment in here, so you can just buy whatever you want. Obviously, some jobs are going to need certain things. In order to do grass, you're going to need a mower. You know, talking about slurry spreaders. You're going to need one of these if you want to spread slurry, and that may be a better option than using a fertilizer spreader, depending on what you got. I also think it's funny that these have a capacity. They're always full. You don't need a capacity. Some easy ways to make money. Of course, we've got our challenges right here. You've also got contracts. For example, we have a harvesting contract right here, and that is pretty sweet. We've got a spraying contract. I'll pay you $8,300. That's definitely worth doing it. You can borrow the items, or you can simply use your own stuff. And then we also have transporting contracts as well. So all of that stuff is going to make you a little bit of money and give you some more stuff to do. But at least for now, there you go. That is your tutorial. It is going to get you up and running and show you what you need to do, at least to get started. We will be going more in depth in different things and showing off other things as well. But this is what I've got for you for today. Hopefully it was helpful and hopefully you enjoyed it. Drop a like, get subscribed if you're new, enjoyed DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications, that way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.